guys, here we have Kyle Demeter fucking in the studio. All right.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, the first thing I want to get into, obviously, we're going to talk about your movie that just came out, your short film that you put on YouTube, Inside. We've all seen it. Now, we don't want to give it away, so we're not going to be giving it away. We're just going to promote people to watch it, and then maybe we'll talk about a couple of scenes if that's okay with you, and you let us know if we're pushing it too far. But first, I want to get into what ignited your love for film.
So a couple of years ago, there was this movie I seen. It's called Scrapbook. I don't recommend you look up anything about it because it's you have to have a particular taste to watch a movie like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'll leave it at.
It's a little aggressive for the public eye.
It literally makes Inside look like child's play.
Wow.
Like it's pretty bad. But and like so a group called Wicked Pixel Cinema made that movie. So I started watching all their movies. And they're a group of people who they don't have a ton of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of do it because they love filmmaking. Yeah. And they all work full-time jobs. You know what I mean? Like filmmaking isn't how they make their living. But they find time in their lives to go out of their way to make feature-length films. And I just think there's something very admirable about that. And I've always liked movies. But since I saw Scrapbook, I think, I saw how much of a powerful film you can make with such a limited budget.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, man. And I used to love making videos with my brother and stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun. And it kind of reignited that spark. That was, I think it was always there, but I didn't realize that it's something I actually want to pursue until I saw Scrapbook.
Right. So your movie Inside, the budget for this was $69. And
$69.
And then your iPhone. Now, at what point, before the conception of the movie, what point were you all right, that's it? You became motivated to go all in and create this short film. What was the aha moment?
Like we were talking about before, I would go out drinking pretty much every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And what prompted me to stop was a hangover from absolute hell. I'm not kidding when I say this. I thought I was gonna die. I was literally on my bathroom floor for 9 hours the following morning. Every time I laid back, I tried to lay down on the floor with a blanket and a pillow. Yeah. And every time I would lay back, I just felt like I was gonna throw up. Good. But I was dry heaving every time I threw up.
It's the worst because you want to just get it out. I
was just sitting with my back against the bathroom wall the entire day. And I was just continuously dry heaving on and off throughout the day. And I was dry heaving so hard that I was sweating. I was getting lightheaded. I felt like I was going to pass out.
Yeah.
And
that's a workout in itself.
Oh, dude,
yeah, you're sitting there yeah.
Hey, Joe would know.
You're throwing up, you're flexing your stomach, and you're just...
What alcohol did that to you?
My fucking sternum was sore for probably 2 or 3 days after that. It was ridiculous.
What did you drink to get you to that state?
Everything.
I
went to beer 30s. That was a mistake.
So you went
to beer 30s. That explains it.
So Kyle, you had this massive hangover, and how does that lead you into your motivation to make? Inside?
Well, I mean, it wasn't really the hangover itself, and it stopped me from drinking for a while.
Yeah.
And it stopped me from going out every weekend and just getting plastered. And doing that, not having, alcohol in my system, not being drunk, it kind of made me see that I wasn't really happy with just, working 6 days a week and then going. Alcohol, it's a suppressant, right? It kind of it mellows you out. You feel great when you're drinking it. But for me personally, that's, when that wore off, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Well, and afterwards, it's not even just the physical hangover. You feel for myself, I feel depressed. I feel awful.
After I didn't drink for a couple of weekends after that, I realized I was all I do is work and go out and get drunk on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really all I'm doing with myself? And then that combined with and I've known for like I said, a couple of years ago when I first saw Scrapbook, I knew that I wanted to start trying to make my own movies and shit after I saw that movie. But it's just going out and being a normal person and the fear of like, judgment from everybody as well, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of adults like who live mundane lives and just work their lives away, like a factory, a construction job or something like that. No offense to anybody who does that kind of work, but they kind of look at like people who stray from the normal path and you're the weirdo. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's because they're insecure about how they didn't have the guts and they didn't take the risks to do that stuff. Yes. And it started like building up anxiety in me and like depression, and I was just sitting like, all right, it's time to like actually do something about this. Like I need to just dive headfirst into it and see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? And I'm very proud of myself for doing that, because I think that I've created something that especially for like a first film, you know what I mean? Dude,
like,
it's not even just like the content, like the process behind like our day and age, right? Like what we go through on a day and age basis with like, the social media and stuff like that. And to see how you portrayed that in the film, I thought was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Now, Kyle, did you have a marketing strategy for this movie, or was it kind of you just put it out, hit your socials with it, and that was that?
Yeah, I made it. I put as much hard work into it as I could, and then I just put it out there for people to see. And I didn't care if people were going to like it or not.
Of course, you can't. I mean, exactly. And I mean, honestly, it got a couple 100 views like the first couple of days. That's awesome,
I mean, it's got a little over 400 views in 10 days, and that's way more than I thought it would get. So.
Yeah, dude. I think that is outstanding, dude. I think that's so dope. So
let's get it to 500.
Let's get it to fuck that. Yeah, let's get it to 8. Let's get it to 8, y'all. Go watch
it to
Inside.
1,000 people. Let's go.
1,000. Let's get it to 1,000.
Yeah. Go watch Inside by What's your YouTube page?
It's under Vile Kyle Productions on YouTube.
Vile Kyle Productions. Yes, go check that out.
_ Productions, all
That's right.
letters.
What was it like outlining the direction you wanted the film to go? So how did the story come about?
So I guess it was kind of inspired by Scrapbook. Like it's not very similar to Scrapbook in the tone. Scrapbook is more like in your face shock value,
right?
And just like disgusting shit, which I mean, but I didn't want to go for that. I wanted to go for something a little more subtle, just kind of something that would crawl under your skin a little bit. Yeah. And I kind of started filming as I was writing it, I guess.
Wow.
I didn't write the whole thing out and then film it. I started filming stuff. Well, first of all, I cluttered up my fucking house. That took.
Yeah, that's something I want to ask you about.
That was crazy.
So keep going with the writing process. We're going to talk about that.
All right, cool. So where were we at?
You were talking about you started filming. Before
okay, yeah. So I was filming as I was writing it, kind of, and like when I would do a scene, I kind of got inspiration after I did the scene. Okay, I'm like, okay, now this can come onto this. And then so on and so forth. You know what I mean?
That's so dope. It's just basically like learn as you go and just like let it manifest basically off whatever energy is present, as you're filming.
An idea manifesting in a form, straight up.
That's so interesting. Okay.
It's better that way though, because then the whole time you're not thinking linear. You're not thinking one way. It's like if you start with the whole idea and exactly what you want, then you're in a box, then you're like, oh, I got to make everything to fit this box I put myself in. But instead, like you left yourself room to grow and be open-minded as the creative process went on.
And like I said, there were plenty of points where like I just wasn't having any creative juices flowing. So I didn't want to force that out of me, you know what I mean,
right.
and have it come off wrong on screen or something like that. So
you want it to be natural. You don't want it. Yeah, exactly. Right.
And so now, without giving anything away, you like when I first watched this, and you obviously see the scenes, and you see the first couple shots of the setting of which the story takes place, and I'm like, dude, is this his real fucking house? Is this how he lives? Is he a pig? And I was like, he can't be. He's Jack Tan, juicy as fuck. He's got to have some kind of morals. He can't just be living in knee deep of like.
Well, and that's
why there was a fucking duck in the bathtub. Yeah, that was funny. Like
the rubber duck, bro.
Okay, so I have an explanation for all of these things. My grandparents, Nick, you'll probably remember this actually, because me and Nick go back a long way. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yeah,
Like,
facts.
did
I
we
know
meet in
that.
preschool? Is that when we met?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, preschool,
That's what I thought.
kindergarten.
All right.
You already
Yeah, we've
know.
known each other like our
Mrs.
entire
McNutt.
life. It's fucking
McNutt.
crazy.
wait, I know a McNutt. I know.
Yeah, bro. We had our first grade teacher was Mrs. McNutt.
Wait, was that first grade?
Yeah, and then Mrs. Seibert was kindergarten.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude,
all
I
right.
can go up. Yeah, but we ain't
All
gonna
right.
get into that right
No,
now.
I didn't
Anyway.
have a McNutt. Go ahead.
Anyway, I'm getting off track here. So my grandparents, they own a local fishing charter business, and they do their charters out of Fox Haven Marina here in Catawba, and they own a fishing charter lodge that they put their people in when they book trips, which is like a 2-minute walk from my house down here by the Miller Ferry, and they have an attic that is just full of bullshit.
Yeah.
And I took full advantage of that. I took my dad's
God.
truck. I'd go over there. I'd just get a load, come back to my house, throw it wherever I thought it looked best, rinse and repeat, essentially.
All by yourself.
My dad helped me a little bit, but I did most of the work, yeah.
Wow. I mean, your house, like when we talk about this, folks, go watch inside, but the inside of his house was literally from... There was shit everywhere and just a trail to like the restroom, trail to the kitchen. There was just a narrow trail. Otherwise, it was just what you would expect from, this psychotic person,
Exactly. And that's why I love how he opened it up like that, because it's like immediately you just know what is going, like the thoughts this guy is going inside his brain, what's going on in there inside, literally it's amazing. Perfect.
Yeah, dude.
Great,
in
brother.
the bathroom, there was tons of great scenes in the bathroom, but the very
the hair all over the sink.
Yeah. So for that, I keep my hair short, obviously.
Yeah.
So every time I trim my head, I would just leave the fucking hair there.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, when I was doing that, I literally started thinking to myself, like, am I going too far with this?
No.
Am I too in character right now? Like,
no.
Yeah,
then you become, bro.
It's
like the
that
Joker
first scene where you're in the mirror and you have that first interaction with the character where it's like, he goes from one kind of emotion to the next to another. That was so odd. Like the very first thing you see out of this character is basically that, and it's just so it's very what is it called? Jarring. It's like, oh, I didn't expect that any of what came next. You know what I mean? So how did it feel to shoot half of the scenes in your underwear? You're basically wearing what you filmed.
I'm literally in my underwear right now.
This guy lives like that.
Tank top, dude. Weirdly, I didn't care that much. Like, it's like, like, look at all the shit that I post on my Instagram. I'm like half naked in some of my pictures on Instagram. So it's like, this isn't really anything new to me.
You
whore. And who was your co-star? Who is that to you? Was this a person you found on Craigslist? Did you put an ad out like, hey, I need some girl to use pictures of and then potentially beat?
No, that is Sabrina Noel Jividin. She is a very close friend of mine. I've known her since about freshman year of high school.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
On.
Dude, and what was that like? So this was, you just reached out to her like, hey, I've got this awesome project I want to do.
She shares her and her husband they both share the same love for film that I do. Cool. So I knew that they would be super cooperative through the whole thing, and I could not have finished the film without them. So
wow,
I really appreciate both of them, and I love both of them so much for letting me come to their house and fuck up their floor with fake blood and white fake blood all over their bathroom mirror.
Let's give them a round of applause, guys.
Sabrina and Thomas.
Sabrina and Thomas, I know you guys are watching this. Fucking kudos to you guys. That's so cool. And so outside of Sabrina and Thomas and your father, was this all on you?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is so sick, dude. I mean, that's awesome. And I can't wait to pick your brain, more and more as we continue, not only like on this podcast, but I mean like, off this podcast and stuff, dude. So obviously the behind the scenes, the help, the support, and we asked about the house. Oh, was the news anchor like where there's that it's the black screen and the news anchor's voice. Was that outsourced? Did you type that into a software, or where did you get that?
I just I typed it into YouTube. I typed in domestic violence, something about domestic violence report on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't.
Your
that might be a little bad, but
your algorithm is fucked.
But yeah, I just typed in something about like domestic violence news or something like that, and I screen recorded it and just took the audio and laid it over.
Wow, dude, that's
Nice.
awesome. Fuck yeah.
think-
Dude, go ahead, Joe.
I was gonna say, I think my favorite part in the bathroom, going back to the bathroom scenes, was you just slapping yourself. Because me personally, self-harm is hilarious. Not anybody that does anything too crazy, but it's like it kind of reminded me like I've known you for a long time, and I remember you used to do that, like when you would get mad at something, and it just like breathes.
Dude, that's so funny you say that
because
because Dom texted me after we watched it, and he's like the first minute or so, like watching it, he's like, "This is just you." he's like, "I know how much of an angry person you can be sometimes," and you were sitting there hitting yourself. I'm like, "This is just Kyle. He's just being himself."
No,
And then he's
literally
like
just
smiling,
Kyle,
and then he like gets back into like the other emotion, the angry emotion. Then he spits on the mirror.
Oh wow!
I'm just like,
when
oh,
I'm
he's got
supposed
to
be
clean that one up.
wasted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when he's drunk. When you shaved in the movie, that was I learned how to shave from that scene in the movie. I was never taught by my fathers or anybody like how to actually
feel you.
shave.
So you just never shaved before that or what?
No, I have just an electric razor. Keep it on its
Oh, I
lowest
got you,
setting
okay.
and just go. But I've never put shaving cream on and actually
No shit.
done that. I've never done that.
Yeah.
Well, he
So-
dates barbers.
Yeah, man.
That's who. That's why. His
No,
girlfriend
no.
just always cuts his beard.
No, that's not
Yeah.
fact. That's not fact. So how long did the project take from its conception until when it was posted 10 days ago?
I don't know if it's completely accurate, but if I think about it, probably 2.5, 3 months, I would say.
Wow. That's not bad, dude. That is great output, I have this vision of getting all of the creatives I know, you, Bluetooth Coos, Joe, Nick, all of us in one room and just basically storyboarding an entire television series, movie, book, like just a story, getting all the creatives that I know, and we all bring different things to the table. Obviously, you've got the director's eye, and the storyline and stuff like that. But anyway, besides the point, like getting everyone in one location and just kind of feeding off of all of the creative energy, dude. I think we could see that being a possibility in the future. What do you think?
Sounds pretty badass to me, man.
Fuck yeah.
Dude,
Hey, first
we've
meeting
always
is-
talked about like having some sort of like creative hub where we can go to like this central location and like play music, like draw pictures, paint, like make movies, record cool shit, and just like, having
It
a group
sounds
of
like
people
your
to establish that
grandpa-
would be cool.
It sounds like your grandpa and your grandma's attic might be the place, dude.
Yeah, that's gonna be the new kicking spot. It's like our first meeting. We go up there, and Ryan's like, "All right, down to business," and then it's like, and it's like glowing lights, and we're all just dancing.
Yeah, he brings back his high school speaker and he's like, "Let's party!"
Yo,
We
Ryan,
instantly just get back in our
I
ways.
think you were actually in that lodge one time.
Really?
Yo,
Wait,
so were you,
Kyle.
Joey? Yeah.
Yeah, for your
Oh,
birthday,
fuck.
Like
bro.
for my-
The horse barn?
Yeah, basically.
And we
Like-
bought-
Oh my god, that's where we boxed in the circle that we drew, right?
No, not the horse
No?
barn. It was after we graduated. It was like
Dude,
20th or 21st birthday party or something like that.
Really?
19th, 20th party or something for me. I think, I don't know.
Good gravy. I faintly remember it. Was it half outside, half indoors?
Ryan, we went together.
Good gravy.
I guess
I remember you brought like a big old strobe light.
Yeah, dude, that is my
Yeah.
jam. In high school, I
Yeah.
brought a strobe light everywhere, dude. That was my calling card. That was literally my calling card, dude. On the topic, we were at your house watching the Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor boxing match, and
That was at Dom's
that was
house.
Dom's.
that was Dom's house. Okay, I see.
That was Dom's barn.
We had pizza. Okay, that was Dom's barn that we punched
Yeah.
each other in the sternum. Okay.
That's crazy.
So, do you prefer boxing or MMA and why?
Boxing 100%.
Really?
It's just
I
like
wanna
there's
hear.
so much more MMA. I mean, it's cool to watch people have a street fight. You know what I mean? Like every different aspect. Throwing somebody on the floor, trying to break somebody's arm or leg, trying to choke somebody out,
Uh,
punching, kicking, elbows, all that. But there's just something so like scientific about boxing, and it's when somebody like masters that sweet science, it's just beautiful to watch, man. Like
yeah.
like somebody like Alexander Usyk, for
Yeah,
example. I don't know
yeah.
if you know, dude, that guy is like,
Or
if there's
Javonta
anybody
Davis.
that's gonna beat Tyson Fury, it's that dude.
So you think when they fight, it's going to be Usyk could win?
He could win. I don't think he will, just because of the massive size advantage that Tyson Fury
is
has.
an animal.
And
Tyson Fury's an
yeah, and Tyson Fury also knows how to box. So
True.
and he
Right.
has power.
Well,
I feel like with boxing, for some reason it gives me a classy vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just got some class.
I will
to
say
it, you know what I
this
mean?
about that like UFC has over boxing is the best fights get made in UFC, no problem.
Yeah,
Boxing,
right.
the promoters make everything go to shit. Like they just want to keep all their undefeated fighters' records perfect. And
Right,
because
exactly.
Floyd
For
Mayweather
boxing,
created,
right.
Floyd Mayweather created this horrible stigma with his 50-0. I'm not like dogging Floyd Mayweather. He's like probably the best technical boxer of all time. But
Right.
he created this stigma around undefeated boxers where if
Mhm.
your O goes, you're just shit now. And then you lose all your value as a boxer.
Right, just
in
because
the
you have
eyes of
one
the
loss.
Yeah.
Right. When
It's
that doesn't mean shit
absurd to
really.
me. Yeah.
So
like,
Kyle,
And then it ruins the whole like fighting multiple times thing, like how UFC like they go like best of 3, best of 5. So it's like if one guy fights one guy one time and he loses, well, he's not going to fight him again because he doesn't want to lose his 0. You know what I mean?
yep.
Damn.
what do you think about Francis Ngannou potentially fighting Tyson Fury now that he's a free agent in the fight world?
I think that Tyson Fury would jab his face in.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Ngannou's
Francis
a
Ngannou
UFC
definitely has
fighter.
like a puncher's chance, just
no,
like Wilder. But I mean, and I think that Francis Ngannou probably is a little bit technically better than Wilder is.
Mhm.
But I don't know, dude.
No,
Tyson
Joe.
Fury is just so much bigger and longer and just knows how to box better. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
That's his niche. You know what I mean? Joe,
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou cut ties with the UFC. He's no longer a champion, and they
Did he really?
parted ways. Yeah, recently.
Oh,
that's
I
why.
did see he just get
That's why. it
What
could
do
be
you
a
think,
possibility.
Kyle? I want to hear your thoughts about Javonta Davis and Ryan Garcia.
That's a hard
Be
one,
for
honestly,
real.
dude. Like, I think people underrate Ryan Garcia. I really do.
I think people underrate Javonta Davis, honestly.
I agree to that to an extent too. But dude, Ryan Garcia's fucking hand speed is ridiculous.
No, he's an animal, bro. He's fast and his reach is longer, and he's taller. All that.
Did you guys see?
But Javonta Davis looks like he hits so hard.
His power is so crazy.
dude.
The last guy he fought, that Garcia dude, like he hit him with a right uppercut, and they TKO because he couldn't even see. He was like he hit.
Yeah.
me
Did you
so
see? Did you
hard
see
that I
the
couldn't see
outside
for
view?
5
I think it was the same fight. Did you see the outside view of like him hitting the dude with the left hook? And it's like it was so fast you could hardly even see his arm move.
Wow.
Like
Yeah, it was like close like
you
that.
gotta slow it down to be able to even see the punch connect. Like it's ridiculous.
It's literally like one of those videos we watched last week with the people punching the quick blocks and shredding them in pieces.
Yeah, we were watching videos from this account where it was these people, they were doing the 1-inch punch to like 2 or 3 cinder blocks stacked, and they would break them in half. It was dude, I'll pull it up. It's insane. But first I want to show you this. But actually while we're on the topic of boxing, how about Javonta Davis potentially having a domestic violence dispute because the girl he was with put poop on his toothbrush?
Oh wait. I didn't know that was in the
and
details.
He shared the photo of it too. It's like,
dude.
I think it was baby poop that she put on his toothbrush.
But he brushed his teeth with the toothbrush?
No, I mean, dude, no, it was noticeable. If he did, he's a jackass. But it was like noticeable.
She put like a literal turd right on top.
It was like smushed in there. Yeah, it was gross, dude.
Oh, she like rubbed it in with her thumb.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't there.
I'd be pretty pissed. Was it proven that he like followed through with his actions?
We'll have to look at it. I don't know, but what I have here, and I want to know if this is reasonable in a gym setting. This is a girl. Can you guys see it? Can you see it?
Well, he's pulling
full
sumo, so
screen.
I already don't have respect for him.
So this is a woman.
That's a woman.
Yeah, and here we go. She's gonna be
far away.
Oh, here she goes. She's deadlifting.
She's pissing, isn't she?
And
Yep.
now she's peeing when she lets go.
Listen,
She's peeing.
It's
She's
a
still
very,
lifting and
it's a
peeing? She's
very
lifting and
common
peeing?
thing
Yeah.
amongst female strength athletes to do that when they're lifting very heavy weight. Actually, I guess, I mean, if I saw it in the gym that I work at, I would be very grossed out. I'm not gonna lie.
Fuck yeah.
Well, yeah,
I would just tell.
anywhere.
I'd tell her, listen. I understand it's something that you can't control. It just happens. Please just clean it up after yourself. Like,
Yeah.
And I don't know. It'll gross other people out, but they're just gonna have to understand that it's a natural thing that the female body does sometimes.
Wow, that wasn't what I expected your take to be.
What'd you expect me to say? Like, that's
I thought you were
fucking
gonna be
disgusting. Like, get the fuck out. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you look at it from that perspective, it's like we all piss. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, I mean,
but we don't piss
it's pretty
ourselves.
gross that like somebody's piss is hitting the gym floor. But like I mean, they got a giant hole between their legs and they're fucking yanking up like 500 plus pounds or something. Shit's gonna leak.
It's like a pulley system.
We don't leak. Come on. All right. On the Javonta Davis thing, I'll pull up the article I'm about to read here. It says Javonta Davis arrested, jails on domestic violence charge. He was arrested Tuesday in Parkland, Florida, not far from me, about 30 minutes, on domestic violence charge of battery causing bodily harm, according to Broward County Sheriff's Office. Davis remains in custody. This was like a while ago. This was like a couple days ago. What the? All right. Well, that's.
Yeah, Ryan brought that up because he's a Ryan Garcia fan.
No, I don't really know much about that.
No, I'm kidding.
Unsafe with illegal content, dude. Come on.
So speaking of last thing on boxing, Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Anybody see that? I think that fight's happening February 26th.
It's not official yet. And I don't think it's going to happen based on the past. Honestly,
I don't know, man. I think it just has to.
I think it has to as well. If Jake Paul beats Tommy Fury, and I'm not biased towards Jake Paul. If Jake Paul beats Tommy Fury, he legitimizes himself as a boxer finally.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
I think
think about it like
he
this,
already
bro.
is legit if you know anything about fighting.
Yes,
I think,
bro, he is. His right
I think all
hand
these
is
idiots
stupid,
who are like,
bro.
"Oh, he's a YouTuber. He's just a stupid kid, dude."
Bro, he has
Like,
the money to train.
He's
with
literally
the
been
best.
training boxing for like the last almost 5 years straight,
Mm-hmm.
With
and he's
the best.
super athletic naturally. Like,
Yeah, and how about his
He's
brother
built.
being in WWE?
He's the highest paid
I think that's
loser,
dope for him,
Jake Paul.
you know?
Yeah.
Dude, WWE needs stuff like that to like, you know what I mean? Give it some
for
juice
sure.
and some life
WWE
back,
is
you
like,
know?
dude, it's so fucking stale these days.
Dude, I tried to before.
Yeah, Roman
oh my
Reigns
god!
and-
Last
not
night I
good,
watched the first episode of the Power Slap League. Have you guys heard about this?
I saw
Is it-
that on
yes,
Facebook.
yes.
Is that-
was it like guys and girls?
Does Dana White own that too?
So yeah, Dana White has now
Okay.
sanctioned legitimate power slap fights where you stand like so far away from each other, wind up, you tell them right hand on a 3 count, and then you fucking get 1, 2, and then
Fuck
on the
that.
third one, people just fucking go off and they slap the shit out of each other. And dude, people get knocked out. This one dude, he got slapped and it carried his lip over, and you just saw it tear right here where his lip was. He tore his lip. But dude, what happens is this was the preliminary round where they slap fight to learn who's going to go into the reality TV house of the Power Slap League. So they're doing it like the Ultimate Fighter, where they all live in the same house. They train, they have coaches to get better at this. And then there's drama, they're fucking in the houses and shit. And you don't really particularly have to train like MMA fighters. So I'm sure some of these guys are going to be on the sauce, drinking and getting fucked up in the house and stuff like that. Unlike MMA, where it's like, you can't be getting fucked up and expect to win a mixed martial arts fight, But slapping, fuck yeah.
They're all outside, just like
You'd be surprised, man. I
Slap
mean,
there.
people are like that. Like, people can get fucked up and do all types of shit and just go out there and really, get active and So.
Before, what I was getting into is that it was on TBS, the same channel that AEW, All Elite Wrestling, is. So I was like, I got there a couple minutes early, and so AEW was on, and I'm just like, just watching it. It's like I used to be into that shit, I used to be into it, but now it's like I can't even watch it. I'm like, what is happening,
Bro,
You know what I
90s Attitude Era, early 2000s.
Forget about
Who
it.
knows?
Like,
Yeah. Real
Don't
life.
forget
Steve
about
Austin's
it.
a go.
Forget about it. That's Joe's world, dude.
bro, it's,
Wait,
Yeah.
I
guys-
haven't watched it in a while, but like, just go like, look at something like Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock's rivalry. Like,
Telling you, it's the best ever, bro.
it's top 5 at least. Like,
yeah.
Dude, that I'm telling you, it's top 2 and it's not 2.
I think it's number 1. Eh?
Dude, but like Stone Cold, that's the thing, man. He beefed with everybody. He did what the fuck he wanted to do.
Them two right there, The Rock and Stone Cold, definitely the 2 best personalities the WWE's ever had, in my opinion. Anyway,
You think Randy
I don't know,
Orton
man.
and John Cena's top 5 rivalry?
I would say top 10.
Top 10.
I would say top
That's
10,
fair.
but when Triple H and Randy Orton had a rivalry, in
You know which one
2009,
I really liked was
that shit was crazy.
Randy Orton and The Undertaker had a pretty good one there for a while, like
Yeah.
mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I remember when I used to go to Kyle's house and he had the WWE action figures and that shit was dope. I
Oh
remember
my
he had
God.
he had the
Yeah.
one that was with there was 2 guys and one had red face paint and the other one had white or black face paint.
Bro, I don't even know where them things are at now. Like, those are probably novelties.
Seriously, dude, I had the whole ring. I had fucking countless of the fighters, dude, and I would sit there and just make them wrestle each other all fucking day. I would just create storylines off the top rope. You know,
dude,
I would create so many storylines. It was amazing.
it's so much fun.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Wow, what a simpler time, dude. And
No,
I
dude,
remember-
Ryan playing with his WWE action figures. He's like, we got John Cena, Randy Orton going at it, and then it's just like all these people, and then he's like, and then Jeff Hardy comes out of nowhere.
I had Matt and Jeff too. I did.
Same.
But next for this next segment, we have the self-proclaimed. It's a self-proclaimed glow up of the year.
Oh,
Best
come
glow
on,
up
man.
ever. We have
Come on,
Kyle
man.
here, and boom, and that's
Oh,
with the
man.
beard, dude. Holy
Straight
smokes, good
gorilla.
gravy. So he
seeing
goes
that
from
beard again makes me want to grow it back.
goes
Actually,
from
I've been just shaving
Butterbean
this shit off recently.
to Sharp Boy. Yeah, dude.
Butterbean.
So Butterbean.
I was
why-
gonna ask, like, if I may, I'm sorry if I got you off there, but I was gonna say, like, when was it that you really just got into fitness and loved fitness, and like, what was it that you fell in love with about it that you're like, oh, there's something here that I want to continue?
Late middle school, early high school, I was really self-conscious, and I still don't have the best like genetics, like looks wise. Like I kind of just like naturally look like I have man tits. Like it's
Dude, you're fucking yoked.
Hey, you're handsome. You don't let anyone fucking tell you different.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
But like
dude.
I still
here
am
to
very
tell you different.
self-conscious about like certain parts of my body, even though I know that I'm a lot like more built than the average person is.
Right.
And around late middle school, early high school, that self-consciousness combined with like a little bit of bullying, kind of like it motivated me to just, I thought, when did I first start working out seriously? I think it was freshman year going into sophomore year. I dropped like 45 pounds over the summer, and I came back and everyone was like, yo, bro, you're like all skinny and shit now. What happened?
Uh-huh.
Like literally the entire first half of sophomore year, that's all anybody wanted to say to me was like, dude, you're so skinny now. And I'm like, I just like got on the elliptical at the gym for like an hour every day.
You think the bullying was a little bit good for you?
Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I think more kids should be bullied.
100%. I agree with you.
Straight up. And
But to their face and not over their phone.
well, I don't know. Some of that shit gets physical. But I mean, yeah, a little bit. It again, if you can't control anything from the situation, you can control yourself. You know what I mean? And it's how you take that bullying and how you transform that into
100%,
positive energy and how you transform that into something to work with. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of people, because it's like bullying will never end. So by basically disarming kids, saying it'll never happen, you're making them more vulnerable instead of saying, it potentially could happen. And if it does happen, educating them on what I just said, how to turn that into a positive and make it put it to their benefit. Because I think that happens a lot over life in general, regardless of just
For sure,
bullying.
man.
It's like things happen to you all the time, but it really depends on how you process it and where you go from, the next step of that, so Yeah, dude, more kids should be bullied. And you know what? Let's go around to get more petitions. Let's get petitions that
You know what needs to happen?
More
Like
bullied.
in the Dazed and Confused, the seniors need to beat the shit out of all the 8th graders when they go into high school. They need to go around with paddles
Dude, I
and
haven't seen that
trucks.
movie in so goddamn long.
Oh my
It's a good
god, I
movie.
had it on DVD, bro. The limited edition artwork, bro. I love it. Actually, I still have it. It's probably
I
a
got it
novelty.
laying around here somewhere, I think.
Yeah, I love that movie, dude. Absolutely love it.
So being, obviously an aspiring film director now, and with your first short film, what are some movies that, besides that one that inspired you, that you just admired over, the span of your life, whether it be like what kind of films is the film that you made, the genre that is your favorite, or are there other genres, or go into that?
Yeah, I would say that like the super low budget / no budget horror / thriller scene has definitely become my like bread and butter, because it's like there's really no limits to what you can put on screen in that department, and that's what I like about it. And a lot of people, they get uncomfortable with that because they're not ready to see some of the stuff that are in some of these films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I believe that that's like kind of being able to put whatever you want in your film creatively. Like it's kind of like the ultimate expression of your art.
That's awesome.
So-
Yeah, facts. Like you shouldn't be able to, as long as no one else is getting physically hurt or injured, you shouldn't be having to constrict yourself to your own art form. Because really, if it's in your head, it's in the real world. You know what I mean? So it's better to just use that in a healthy way and show it as art.
And like people like that movie I was talking about earlier, Scrapbook, and like inside, like these are not accessible things, but you can tell from a distance that they're not. And people who go out of their way to like dismantle these kinds of movies, they make me laugh, because it's like you can see, like I said, you can see from a distance that this is probably not a very accessible film. It's probably not a very nice film. So why did you go out of your way to watch it? Just to get it ended?
Just to
like,
cut it
work
down,
to find
literally,
it.
right.
Like I don't get that at all, really.
Do you prefer acting or directing so far?
Honestly, dude, I liked acting a lot. Like
Yeah.
more than I expected to, because like when I first got on camera and did the first couple of takes, I felt really awkward.
Yeah.
But then I just like really slipped into the mind of my character and just went more naturally off of my thoughts, as opposed to just thinking, okay, I'm in front of a camera, I'm acting.
Yeah, and I think you could really feel that. Like you did a great job in portraying, like, you know what I mean, like that character. And I didn't feel like there was any of that, like, oh, he knows he's on camera. It felt so genuine. Like it felt like I was really watching.
felt
You
like
want to
you-
know
it
what
was
the
real.
craziest?
It was
You want
real.
to know what the craziest thing is about this whole process? A lot of what you see in the movie is the first take.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And that shocked me, because I was like, I thought it was going to be a lot more work. I thought there were going to be like a lot more takes, but like I said, once I just slipped into the mind of the character, it just, I don't know, just came natural, I guess.
And then what kind of software did you use to edit this film? Like what you had to take all of those takes and put them in a thing and then put transitions? Is that how that worked?
You guys are going to laugh. I used iMovie.
No way. Hey, that just, dude, like Lil Peep made songs on his fucking iPhone in a closet. Like, you know what I mean? That's how shit gets done. If you got the drive for it, you get that shit done.
So, and like I found a couple hacks to use. Like it's a very, very simple editing software. And I think that helped me in the end, because like there wasn't a bunch of different bells and whistles everywhere. That was because I'm not very familiar with editing.
Exactly.
I'm not like, I don't know how to edit like a pro or anything like that. So I'm kind of new to that. I'm new to everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have everything to learn in every department, basically.
That's awesome.
And that's what's so
I
exciting.
feel like it's a lot of like for myself, like, and I feel like other creatives I've encountered, like I'm sure you guys, it's like we have these ideas, we have these things that we want to get out and express, but like tools and knowledge to use softwares or instruments or like, technicalities to things, that's something that we need to learn along the way, which is something that we could help each other build upon for the future,
Yeah, absolutely.
As for music,
Sorry, go ahead.
As for music, I think you like heavy metal music, right?
Oh, I love metal, man.
So, you ever listen to any like dubstep?
I've tried in the past. It just doesn't resonate with me for some reason.
For sure. Well,
Like,
because there's,
I can see the
instance,
appeal,
like,
100%.
Go ahead.
I can see the appeal 100%, but I've tried, and it's just like, I don't know, never I never clung onto it or anything like that.
Well, the thing is, like, as I started listening to more electronic music and dubstep, like, the more I started to uncover about it. And, like, I am not a huge, like, heavy metal, like, strictly heavy metal fan. Like, there's certain metal songs I can get down to. But as for dubstep, like, I started uncovering this layer of, like, really heavy bass dubstep. And there are these artists that, like, just shred the guitar. And it feels like as if they're shredding it so hard that it gets to a point where they just have to drop a bass. And it's just, like, these crazy electronic sounds. And there's some artists that I think you would really enjoy that if I recommend to you, you'd be like, holy shit, like, that was, like, actually crazy, you know?
All
It's
right.
like modern heavy metal.
What if he's like, nah?
He's like,
Yeah,
nah,
fuck you, man. I don't want to listen to that bullshit. Get that out of here.
What do you think there's a correlation between the heavy metal music you listen to and these kind of psychological horror movies?
Absolutely 100%, dude. Because like death metal, especially, death metal is just the horror of music, bro. It's all it is. And people look at it like this, like super taboo thing. I understand why, because a lot of it is very offensive and it's lyrical content and it's artwork. It's just like, outwardly offensive a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But that's done on purpose because death metal artists, like writing their songs and putting their concepts together, they want to offend people like that because they find it entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, like it's just like people watch horror movies. They enjoy horror movies. The average person, a lot of the average people in the world watch and like horror. But why can't you listen to music that's basically centered around the same thing? I don't get it. Like,
no, right. It's like other mediums. It's like just not okay for some reason.
Yeah, I don't
make any sense.
I don't know. Like,
it's like you could see it, watch it, listen to it, smell it, be really right there in the whole scene. But God help a guy screaming into a microphone.
Yeah, exactly. Or somebody thrashing on a guitar like really fast. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
dude, I see a guy going on a guitar like crazy, and I'm like, wow, like I couldn't, like the feeling of there's just some feelings that some people will only get to feel, and just like being able to just shred it and kill that shit.
You want to see an absolute machine of a human being, dude. Like, look up what's his name? Dave McGraw from the band Cattle Decapitation. He's their drummer. That motherfucker is inhuman, I swear to God. Like
David McGraw.
Yeah, Dave McGraw is his name.
Can we look up a picture of this guy, Ryan? David McGraw.
Oh yeah, Dave McGraw.
He's pretty beefy. He's not like built or anything. He's just pretty beefy.
Is he related to Tim McGraw?
Wow, that'd be some family.
Big ass yoked up dude and then Tim McGraw.
You got like two heads of the table. You got Tim McGraw in his cowboy hat.
You might have to look up the band name after his name.
Okay, yeah, give it to me.
That's Cattle Decapitation.
Cattle.
You want to know the funny thing about that band is the majority of the members are vegans.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like an irony thing. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Irony. I love irony, bro. Like when shit happens, it just happens to be a certain way on the other side of that. You know?
All right, so here we have the man, Mr. McGraw, right? He's the drummer?
Yep.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, if you can find a video, I would love to watch you guys' faces when you see his
we can pull up a little quick it'd be like Javonta Davis in the fast hit. It would just play like his drumsticks are just places that you can't explain why they're there.
It's Dave McGraw?
Dave McGraw, yeah.
Cattle Decap.
Yep.
All right. Now we can't listen to the music with it, but we can watch him play.
So click on that one where he's got the hat on.
Oh fuck.
Oh, you're cool.
This one here.
Yeah. And then just turn the audio off, dude. Like, dude's forearm strength has to be immaculate. It's ridiculous.
Well, we can listen up to 15 seconds worth. So let's get. Yeet!
Throws cars.
Fuck yeah! I don't want this to get copyrighted.
And he makes it like look so effortless too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I kind of liked where the song was going. I'm gonna have to listen to it outside of that.
He'll listen to it on his way to B-dubs.
I love that high energy music though. That shit's so hard. I love that stuff.
Wow. So yeah, my I don't know. My brother, he likes the heavy metal, the death metal, and I don't know, just because it's not my main go-to genre, you know. I mean, it can just I'm not offended by it, but it's like at the end of the day, music carries a certain frequency and vibration that if it's being played in a small space like a car and you can't get away from it, it's there. It's in penetrating your aura. And
it can definitely be exhausting to listen to. I'll admit.
right. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I love like softer shit as well.
Like what?
Hold on, let me find a good
Like
example.
other than death metal, do you listen to like, you know, Bad Baby or anything?
What is it with you and Bad Baby, bro?
He subscribed to
Uh,
OnlyFans.
No, I have never listened to Bad Baby.
Not once?
I must say. Nope.
Gucci flip.
I've never
stitches,
selectively put on Bad Baby one time either in my life. I've never done that.
Okay, but like any other artist, like what's another kind of?
I'm a big fan of Johnny Cash. I like Johnny Cash a lot.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Just very soothing. I mean, a lot of his songs are depressing, but
Right,
it's just
like some
the
Bob Dylan.
instrumentation.
Dude, isn't
itself
all
is very
music?
soothing.
I mean, the thing is, the best songs I feel like are shit that's talking about fucked up shit.
Oh, for
you know?
sure. Yeah. I mean, for me anyway, like emotional lyrics just they resonate with me, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They make
Like,
me
I
feel
You really
something.
feel that shit.
Yeah.
I really felt when Lil Uzi said, "I don't really care if you cry." I'm like, wow. Wow, maybe I shouldn't cry in front of you then. Jake.
No, like Joe's got his face in a pillow and he's like kicking and
Just like the character
Just
from
like me.
Inside when he's on the bed just fucking screaming into the pillow.
Yeah, and he's like, "Ah!"
Ah!
Yeah, bro.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think it would be super fun to get some people together and write out a story and then dude just put something out, dude. I think it would be so fun.
What
Do I
are
got time
some
for my card tricks?
what are some what'd you say, Joe?
I said, "Do I got time for my card tricks?" I pull out deck. I'm like, "Let's make this quick."
So Kyle, what are some I guess fitness and movie goals that you have for 2023 and like your creative and work goals and stuff?
Fitness wise, I want to do a powerlifting meet sometime this year.
Nice.
I just don't know. Like, I need to figure out through my buddy who competes. Like, you know, how do I sign up? What are the requirements and shit like that? Because I don't know anything about like entering a competition. So
Mhm.
I just got to figure out that side of things, and then I think I want to compete in like the I'm weighing about like 182 right now, and there's a 188 weight class, and then I believe there's a 172. I think I'm gonna go down to 172 because from what he tells me, there's some fucking heathens in the 188 weight class.
That sounds
Dude,
about
the
right.
thing is for 188, bro, it's like wrestling. Like 188ers are really 200 natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
just
And I am
giant.
absolutely not a 200 natural. So,
Wow.
I would say I like my most fit weight I can get to, like good mixture of like feeling strong and fit is about 175, 180, where I'm at right now, roughly, kind of.
So
And-
how long do you have between the weigh-in and between the meet? Or is it
I
just
don't-
like you weigh
no,
in? And
I'm
or
not
you-
sure. I don't know hardly any logistics behind
getting
all of it,
into
so
it.
I
For
just
sure,
got to
for sure.
figure it out.
Well, that would be fun when you get more information about it, you know, and kind of go through that experience. It'd be cool to pick your brain about even that, you know, a bodybuilding competition. And like, is it disrespectful to, like, I totally 100% presume that, like, those are all natural American muscle right there.
Like me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never touched PEDs.
Yeah, dude, I think that's so noble. Not to any disrespect to anybody who has used PEDs or do use PEDs, but like, you know what I mean? It's just like this, like how I see, and this is no disrespect to anybody, but how you see girls with puffed up lips, puffed up cheeks, they look completely plastic and fake. It's like, what happens there is they're like, oh, just if I get just a little bit of lip filler here, I'll finally be beautiful. I'll be pretty, and then it's never enough.
But that's
so
never
they
the
just
end
keep
of it. Yep.
they just keep inserting more and more and more until they fucking have permanently, you know, like fuck themselves up. And one part on this point, Nick, is with PEDs, it's like, dude, it's got to be so noble and gratifying to know, like, yeah, I didn't need any help fucking getting here. You know what I mean? I just put in the hard work and got fucking this jacked. You know what I mean? And so, like, I think that's way more gratifying and fulfilling than just you're buying your way through it, just like fucking doing that.
Yeah, like I can't even tell you anything about steroids, and you know why should I be able to? Because I have no interest in doing them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I know, like, I mean, I'm sure it would be helpful in some manner to know something about like the different types of PEDs and how they work and how they affect your body and all that. But it's like, I have no interest in taking anything myself. So why should I, like read up on it and stuff like that? I don't know.
For
That's
sure.
how I see it.
Exactly.
What were we gonna say, Nick?
And I think too, people see, a really strong man, and like they see his gains, and they're like, oh, they think of like a one big leap, one big jump. Like, how do they get from that to that? Well, you're looking at it as if he just got like that in a day.
Yeah.
Like, this man has literally been grinding, working his ass off. Like, we've been
Years.
seeing that shit since he's been a sophomore, freshman in high school. You know what I mean? And what are we, like 22? You're 23 now, Kyle, right?
Yep.
So it's like he's been doing this for 7-8 years. He's obviously going to grow and accumulate knowledge and gains and, stuff over time,
Do you take supplements though? Like what kind of supplements do you take?
The only supplement I really take is creatine monohydrate.
Okay.
And what creatine does is it essentially just like increases your power output and your muscular endurance a little bit while you're working out, but in a natural manner because your body already produces creatine itself. You know what I mean? So,
Okay. Yeah,
but don't like overload that shit because it's bad for your kidneys. Just take
Really?
one sip. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Do you do pre-workout?
Yeah, that too. I do a lot
Like
of pre-workout.
Is that like C4?
A lot of caffeine in my life.
Is that like the red pills?
What's for creatine or?
I don't know. I think there was like some kind of pre-workout that we used to take before soccer games that were just like red pills.
You can take like caffeine pills and stuff like that, and
Okay.
there's also creatine capsules. I take creatine powder personally. I just take there's 5 grams in a serving, and I just take one serving that every day.
Have you ever thought about snorting it?
Not creatine, but stupidly enough, I have snorted a bit of pre-workout in my life.
Wow, dude, it's still up there, huh?
It's just being not like after high school, but in high
Just for
school,
fun.
like I'm not gonna name any names, but there was somebody in particular that you guys might know. I don't know. There was somebody in particular that
Radio
I would do it
Neil.
often with, like for sports shit.
That's funny, dude. But what your point was, they would regularly do it.
They would do it more than I would. Like every now and then they'd be like, "Hey Kyle, you want to like put a little on your finger and snort a little up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let me be stupid."
Good, great. What if, I wonder what boofing it would do. Just put like a little pinky's worth up in your.
It's always back to boofing. Dude, but what was I gonna say? Okay, what's the pre-workout? Do you put it in the cup and drink it, or do you put the powder in your mouth and you take a swig of water?
I drink I actually drink like a lot of Rain, like Rain and Bang. Those are usually my go-to.
Man.
Oh, okay.
Pre-workout,
That's so
like
bizarre.
energy drinks. But I do have like bucked up pre-workout powder as well that I use now and again. But lately I've just been drinking black coffee before I work out.
Nice.
And that
I
seems
love
to do the
black
job
coffee,
pretty
dude.
good too.
Black coffee
Dude,
wasn't my jam before, but now it's just so pure.
God.
It's fucking amazing. Do you do it out of the Keurig or do you like grind it up and shit?
it's out of the Keurig.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's way easier.
Yeah.
There was
What
some
brand of coffees you guys getting?
Maxwell House for me.
Black Rifle.
It's
Rifle
disgusting,
Coffee
but I
Company.
love it. Maxwell
Yeah.
House.
Black Rifle Coffee. Rifle House. Damn, there was somewhere I was going and I can't quite remember. I should have written it down. Fuck.
Ryan, where'd you get that shirt?
I actually wore this on New Year's, last New Year's, not this recent New Year's, but last down in Key West. I got it at like a fucking TJ Maxx for
Nice shirt,
New
my man.
Year's. Thanks, bro. You too.
Thanks, man.
I remembered it. I remembered what I was gonna say. So right now, dude, like I've been eating some fucking red meat, like protein. I call them breakfast steaks. They're just like little tiny ones. I'll have with a breakfast steak, 2 eggs, and some potatoes. I usually have that, and then I work out, and then I'll have more steak and potatoes. And dude, I'm feeling good. I'm actually like, I've been in the gym like recently, like this new year. I haven't drank in 20 days, and I've been going to the gym consistently, dude. I'm having a fucking great 2023 so far. But my big question is this: like right now, after this podcast ends, I've got some chocolate donuts. You know what I mean? Like just one chocolate donut. Is that gonna fuck me, or can
No.
I have one chocolate donut and still get gains?
You'll be fine, man. One donut's
Hell
not
yeah.
gonna kill you.
It's approved. It's approved. Honey, get the donuts. Honey, get the donuts. No,
Shit, I want
yeah.
a chocolate donut. Damn. I just had an
Um,
Oreo cheesecake. That shit was good.
Something I remember reading is like food is not the enemy. You know what I mean? So many times people make food the enemy, and there's so much that you create this whole thing where you start to view food as the enemy.
Food can be the enemy if you're just constantly like eating junk all the time, you know. But like if you just want to have a little snack, you know, something that tastes good at the end of the day, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's like if you're working out and you have one donut, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not gonna
If you
reverse
don't-
the hour and a half you were in the fucking gym. Like
If you
know what
don't
I
do
mean?
shit all day and you fucking eat 50 donuts every day, then that's different.
Yeah, then
you know?
that's a problem.
That's true. That's true. He said that's a problem.
That's a fucking
That
problem.
is
You're
a
eating 50 donuts
problem.
every day, bro. You're gonna be dead pretty soon. That diabetes is gonna get your
You
ass.
sit down in the office and you sit down in your recliner.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying?
But Kyle, you do put up your post workout meals up on Snapchat or whatever. I see them often, and it's mostly, you know, just like proteins, some kind of like rice or noodles or whatever, and then a nice big glass of milk. And dude, I'm with you. I'm more of a chocolate milk type of guy nowadays, but in my youth, my mom would have to purchase an extra gallon for the house because I would have a gallon to myself.
Fuck
And
yeah,
eventually
dude.
my stepdad was like, dude, stop drinking all this milk, dude. I was just
I'm
I was
telling
a
you,
milkmaid,
man.
dude.
Kids who drank milk all the time, like they're built different.
Straight up, my bones are fucking thick as shit.
I had a glass of chocolate milk every morning until I was like fucking 10 or 12 years old.
Right now, I'm drinking 42 ounces of Fairlife whole milk a day.
Nice, dude.
And during the summer, I'll
Wow.
probably I'll cut it down to 2% and cut the ounces down a little bit. But
Is that just because it's hot and you like? I always picture in my stomach like hot milk.
No, just because like during the summer, I like to cut off a little bit of body fat, and whole milk's got more saturated fat, and it's so just cut it down to 2% to get a little bit of
Gotcha.
fat out of there.
Gotcha.
Plus a little less calories, when you're cutting.
Yeah. And are you real like? Are you writing down your calories? Are you watching your calories?
Not really. I calculate my shit once in a while just to see where I'm roughly at.
Mhm.
On average, I'm eating around 3,000 calories every day, which isn't that much, honestly. Like,
Right.
I've been maintaining like between 180 and 185 the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, you're a growing boy. It's expected.
So wait, when you're bulking, what weight do you like to be at? And then when you're cutting, what kind of weight do you like
The
to be at?
heaviest I was last winter in my life was about 197, but I don't think I'm going to try and I've always wanted to get to 200 just to say like I was 200 pounds, but for my frame, it's just not good. You know what I mean? I'm only 5'7", so
Oh, wow.
I'm a little guy.
He's
So,
just a little guy.
yeah, I'm just a little guy. So like-
Don't worry, you only got Ryan beat by like 1 inch or 2.
about between 170 and 185 is good weights for me. Around 170 during the summertime, like I said, when I want to cut down a little bit, around like 180, 185 in the winter.
Yeah, and so what's it like working at a gym? Like, you work where you, quote unquote play. You're putting in a lot of hours at the gym in a work atmosphere, and then also a lot of hours at the gym, working out too. So what is that like? Do you ever get sick of being there, or like?
Honestly, not really, dude. Like, I mean, like mostly because every now and then it gets kind of boring, when it gets slower. But other than that, like my boss is real.
What's your
Sorry, go
main?
ahead.
What's your duties? You know what I mean?
I keep the place clean. I sell memberships. I sell products. That's basically it.
Nice.
Your boss is Trevor, right?
Yeah, you know
Dude,
Trevor.
Trevor is, dude. I trained with Trevor for like a few months when I did wrestling.
Oh,
and
did you?
Like, yeah, it was in like middle school or like my freshman year of high school. But dude, the stories he would tell, bro,
He's something
and like
else, bro.
he is, dude. His personality, he just seems like such a fun, entertaining guy. Like he's such a good person.
He's probably one of the most down to earth people I've ever met in my life. I think that's because he's seen a lot of shit in his life. He was in the military for like a long time, and he's seen quite a bit of shit in his life. So I think that probably has something to do with like how down to earth he is, because he's seen the worst aspects of life. So now he really appreciates the simple shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
something like
honestly, at surface level, this may sound like seeing him walk around without his shoes on. Like for me, for the first time seeing someone do that, I'm like, there's something about this guy that's like, He's got to be
It always
real, you know what I
catches
mean?
people off guard when I'm signing somebody up and like they come in and they just see him sitting in the chair like barefoot. Like,
But dude, that's so. Go ahead.
they always ask me, they're like, oh, why isn't he wearing shoes? I'm like, oh, well, like it's kind of like a thing here. Like, you know, we kind of encourage people to take off their shoes because when you work out like in your socks or barefoot, it doesn't even have to be barefoot. You can work out in your socks if you want to. Like, but there is a difference, I must say. Like going from socks to straight barefoot, you notice the difference. But just taking your shoes off and working out in your socks, it's like do it for like a month or two, and you notice like how, I guess, your feet are kind of bitch made. Like when you wear shoes for so long, like
100%.
you're keeping them protected from everything. You know what I mean? Like, so they become very vulnerable. They become, your feet have a lot of different muscles in them.
Yeah.
So when you take off your shoes and you walk around your socks or you walk around barefoot, you're conditioning those muscles in your feet, and you get better balance and all sorts of other good shit. So.
No, for sure. I mean, yeah, through the modern shoe, it's basically shrinking our feet. Our feet are now deformed after, the past 23 years, if you're wearing regular shoes for 8 hours a day, 8+ hours a day, it's contorting your foot to be all smushed together. Originally, humans are supposed to have kind of like your toes are supposed to be naturally spread out. So when you like put your foot on the ground and they're all touching and conjoined, is because that's what your shoe's doing. There's a company called Vivo Barefoot that has basically revolutionized shoes, and wearing them for just 1 month can strengthen your feet up to 60%, and they're wider and they give your feet room, dude. But they're a bit expensive, but not more expensive than any other shoe. Like, yeah, they're $130, but maybe $160.
Dude, when it comes to like investing in yourself for something that's like good for you, like what's expensive? You know what I mean? How much money is really holding you back from something that could potentially like add years onto your life? You know, your feet are literally what's holding the whole system up on the ground. You know, so I mean, I'm about to buy. We should buy those. All right, we should get those and
I'll get them.
Yeah,
awesome. We need to check it out. So, the human foot is an evolutionary masterpiece. The foot is wide, fan-shaped, flexible with 3 dynamic arches and sensories with thousands of nerve endings. Sensory stable, strong. The evolution of the foot. They have all the science here. It's really, really cool stuff, like down to the history of it. You know what I mean? And then we get into, let's look at some of the feet.
Let's see the shoe.
Yeah, let's see the shoe. So they have some hiking shoes and then some workout shoes. Obviously these are more hiking, and then these are like workout shoes, running shoes and such. And then they have like everyday shoes too. So like wear them to the office, but these are more like working out and running. I'm not saying they're that like beautiful, but they're fucking efficient. You know what I mean?
Wait, was there wasn't there another company that you and Church were talking about getting shoes from? Is this company?
Yeah, this is them. Church got some. I never got.
Church got the black ones, I think, that were up. If you go up,
orange one.
He got those ones right there.
That orange one's funky looking.
This orange one? Yeah, this is weird. The MIM felt. It's a felt slipper. That's kind of cool.
I don't know if I'll be buying that one. It's just kind of ugly, in my opinion.
It's an indoor shoe, okay? But yeah, check these out. I mean, they're not bad. This is a nice like everyday shoe. Like, check this out. You know what I mean? Like, it's a nice just little.
The Geo Court 3 men's.
But where's the other ones? These like, not these. The Gobi 3 men's, dude. These motherfuckers are
Gobi,
baby.
Oh shit, Gobi. Oh, I see what they did there.
They're little boots, you know. Nice.
Yeah. I can see Ryan just putting those on and wearing a yellow raincoat and going outside.
Stomping in puddles.
You an asshole. You know.
What song would you sing if you were singing and dancing in the rain?
Dude, these look good actually. These are like Uggs for men, Joe. You would look good in these.
Dude, I would wear those too, dude. I'm wearing my Ugg boots right now, bro.
Are they like Ugg boots? Like that
I don't.
Pair you just showed.
This specific pair. A desert boot designed for winter, handcrafted in Portugal with organic cotton, bio leather, and sugarcane. It's more natural than it sounds. Everyday barefoot comfort with an ultra thin sole and a warm winter liner for strong, snug feet.
Nah, didn't tell me.
Fuck.
And Joe's like, and I'll be getting Nike.
Yeah,
Get
right.
my Air Forces.
But no, yeah. So this is a really cool company. Go check out Vivo Barefoot. Again, science and all that kind of stuff behind it. But yeah, guys. Kyle, go ahead and plug all of your socials and everything that you want to promote here.
Yeah, so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Vile Kyle Productions. It's capital V on Vile. All the first letters are capital. It's Vile Kyle _ Productions. You can find that on YouTube. And then if you follow my Instagram page, I believe it's, hold on, let me look. I believe it's Vile Kyle, hold on. Vile Kyle Productions 10? Yeah, it's Vile Kyle _ Productions 10, no capital letters on that.
And that'll all be in the description, folks. You can find it under this video right here. Go follow Kyle on YouTube, on Instagram. Again, go watch his short film Inside, the psychological thriller. It is fucking out of this world. It's so sick. And Kyle, thank you so much for being here, man.
Thanks for having me. It's a good time.
Yeah,
man.
thanks for coming on, Kyle. This has been fun.
Thanks for coming, bro.
This is incredible.
And we'll
All
have to link up too when we get back home. We'll keep you updated on the Creative Minds link.
I'm down, man. I'm down whenever.
Fuck yeah.
No doubt. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video around the entire world to all your friends, even your enemies. This has been the MMMORE podcast. Thank you, everybody.
Peace.